Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to bake. I'm gonna try to bake again the Jiggly cake or Castella cake. I have tried this a few times and no matter what I do, it always deflates, and I've already tried as many tricks and tips that I've read or watched online, but it's still the same. But the only thing that remains true is that it tastes really good. It actually reminds me of what we call in the Philippines Mamon. It tastes so similar to it, if not the same. That's why I like making it, even though it's not always as successful as the ones that you see on YouTube, because it just really does deflate. But anyway, I'm gonna try to make it again today and probably add two ingredients that might help it stabilize more and make it deflate less. I don't know, we'll find out. But the only thing I know is it doesn't matter to me if it does deflate, because it tastes so good. It really does. Anyway, so first thing I did was boil the kettle. So it's finished boiling. So while I'm doing this, it's sort of cooling down a tiny bit, but not completely, because I'm gonna bake this in the oven in a water bath. Other thing that I did is preheat my oven. It's already preheating now at 150 degrees Celsius. And the oven I'm using is actually a fan assisted oven. So it's really up to you what kind of temperature. You have to play around with it. I'm probably using the wrong temperature. That's why my cake is deflating. But anyway, that's what I'm using for now. Oh yeah, by the way, I also prepared my tins. So for today, I'm just using this baking tin. It's 6 inches and this is only like 2 inches deep. I think it would be better if it's like deeper than 2 inches, but I don't have any other ones. So I'm just using this small tin. I'm using 2 of them, which both of them I also lined with greaseproof paper. And I didn't really do a very good job, so I do not expect my cake to come out with perfectly smooth sides because of how I did it. But anyway, that's how I did it. Okay, so for the ingredients, I have 4 eggs, which I separated. I separated the white from the yolk. So I have here 4 egg whites and 4 egg yolks. And then in another bowl, I have 65 grams of cake flour, which I sifted already. And then in a small pot right here, I have 65 grams of butter and 65 grams of milk. I put it in a pan because we are going to melt this first. And then I also have here 65 grams of sugar. And for flavor, because this actually can be quite eggy, this cake, I'm using vanilla. How much, it's up to you. And then the other 2 ingredients that I'm going to add, and this is the first time that I'm doing this when making this cake, are corn flour and cream of tartar. Now, I do not know if these additional ingredients will actually do make any difference, but I haven't tried it before, so might as well give it a try now. Let's get started. Okay, so now I'm just going to melt my butter together with my milk in a pot on low heat. So once that's melted, I'm gonna take it off the heat. Okay, so that's ready. Before I go ahead and add my butter and milk mixture into this cake flour here, I am going to add first my corn flour into it. Probably about a tablespoon of corn flour. Okay, so I'm just gonna whisk them together. And then I'm gonna pour in my milk and butter mixture, then whisk again. It looks crazy, like it looks like it's curdling, but that's actually okay. Now I'm just trying to make sure that the bottom of the bowl doesn't have any flour stuck. Okay, now that's done. I'm going to try and add my yolks one at a time. But because a couple of my yolks have broken, can't really do it one at a time now anymore, can I? So just put them all in and whisk away until it's completely smooth. Again, making sure that nothing is stuck at the bottom of the bowl, like any dry ingredients stuck at the bottom. And see how the texture changed. Earlier it looked like it was curdled, but now it looks a lot smoother. Okay, so just checking the bottom there. Oh yeah, before I forget, we're gonna add in some vanilla. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this aside. Okay, so now we're ready to work on our meringue. So today I'm going to be using just my hand mixer, and I'm only gonna be using the lowest setting because I want this to reach a soft kind of meringue consistency. I don't want my meringue to reach a stiff peak kind of consistency. I'll let you guys see what I'm talking about. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and then I'm going to whisk this together until frothy. So now that it's frothy, I'm going to slowly add in my sugar while whisking. Okay, at this point it's starting to get there. It's starting to look glossy, but it's still a bit too runny. So I'm going to continue, but I am going to be very careful, and I'm going to watch this carefully because, like I said earlier, I don't want this to go into the stiff peak consistency. And that's what we want. Can you see that? It forms, but it bends, kind of thing, like. So there's like a curl to it, and that's the consistency that I want. So this is done. Now we're ready for the next step. So now for the next step, I have here my meringue, and I have here my yolk mixture. So basically I'm just gonna add this into our meringue. So I'm just gonna gently fold it in with my whisk initially, and then later on I'm gonna use the spatula. Okay, now we're ready to put this into our tins. So I'm just gonna try to distribute this between the two tins as equally as possible. You want to get rid of as much bubbles from the batter, so I'm just gonna bang this here as much as I can. And then I'm just gonna use the spatula to go over the top to break any small bubbles that I can see. Do the same with the other one. Okay, so now here's the tray where I am going to bake my cakes in a water bath. And I already shaped this foil. I want my tin to be wrapped in foil. Don't ask me why, I'm just copying what everybody's doing. But yeah. So the bottom is well wrapped with foil. And now I'm going to add in hot water into the tray. About halfway. Okay, so now I'm ready to bake this in the oven. For the sides of this cake is going to be an absolute disaster. I'm just warning you guys now. Anyway, so this is now ready to go into the oven. I have a preheated oven at 150 degrees Celsius, and we're gonna bake this for 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, I'm going to lower the temperature down to about 125 degrees Celsius and cook it for a further 10 minutes. I'll see you again when it's ready. Just to give you guys an update, 30 minutes more to go before 15 minutes, and that's what they're looking like. It's been 15 minutes, so now I'm turning it down to 125 degrees for another 10 minutes. Still deflated. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and if you like this one, give it a thumbs up and share.